Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and in today's episode I'm be reviewing Extraordinary Season 1, Episode 1. Before I get to the review and the cast list of Extraordinary Season 1, Episode 1, it is time for the Extraordinary trailer here, or Season 1 trailer. Here it is.
What would you say your greatest weaknesses? Crippling insecurity, selfish and lazy, I lack ambition, argumentative, jealous. I only wash my hands after someone else in the bathroom. I don't know why I'd have told you that.
It's my thing. I see you haven't got your power down on here.
That's because I don't have one yet.
You were such a brave little soldier.
Carrie, I haven't got a power yet. I'm not, terminal.
Daddy, look at me.
You do know you're not going to get your power the second you turn 18? Stop! We're just going to ignore the fact she broke the fridge. Please, that's very high. I want a power. I want one so badly. Are you staring at a dog?
Nah, it's not a dog. That's a demon.
I'm not depressed. I'm in the middle of a redemption arc.
I'm gonna sort your life out.
My cousin was like you. He went to one of those clinics.
Are you looking to start your power journey today?
Yes, I am, Denise. I'm scared nothing will change, and then I won't even have hope. I'll just have me.
What else do they recommend?
Long walks, sex, spicy food.
You're looking at how to induce labour.
No, I'm not. Oh, how dilated is your cervix?
Why did you do that? It's called a wig.
Maybe the real power is just being yourself.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. No.
That was the trailer for Extraordinary Season 1. So that's, but as I mentioned at the start of this episode, in today's episode I am talking about Season 1, Episode 1 of Extraordinary. So here was the cast for that episode. We have Myrid Tyers as Jen. We have Sophia Oxenham as Carrie. We have Bill Hassner as Cash. We have Luke Rollison as the human form of the cat. As that's the four members of the main cast. We then have Siobhan McSweeney as Mary, Robbie Gee as Ian, Sophia Oakley Green as Andy, Ned Pachoris as Luke, Uros Fionus as Gordon, Arden O'Hanlon as Martin, Sam Hogarth as Seb, Chris Lee Cumhoy as Gregor, Sean Mason as Randall, Abraham Popola as Aide, Joshua Leese as PDF Man, Patricia Allison as Hannah. Is that it? Yes, because they're all Season 2. The writer of Season 1, Episode 1 of Extraordinary is Emma Moran. The director is Toby McDonald. The synopsis for this episode is: in a world where everyone gets a superpower at the age of 18, 25-year-old Jen struggles being the only person she knows who is an ordinary human. Season 1, Episode 1 of Extraordinary was released on the 25th of January 2023. My opinion of this episode is I like how relatable Jen is. I love the title sequence and I enjoy seeing everyone's powers. Without further ado, here is my review for Extraordinary. Jen overshares in a job interview. Jen seems to be the only person in the world that doesn't have a superpower. We then have the title sequence. Jen's date, who she spent the night with, escapes through a window. Someone has a power to be possessed. She uses this power as part of her job. Jen welcomes a cat into her house. One of Jen's housemates has the power to rewind time. Jen's other housemate, Kerry, is the person who can be possessed. Kerry returns home. Jen and her other housemate tries to calm down Kerry. Kerry and her and Jen's... Oh yes, let me read that sentence because I didn't quite understand it. Kerry and her and Jen's housemate are together. The other housemate is also unemployed. Kerry uses her power to cheer up Jen. Jen goes on a date. Jen's date tells Jen what his power is. Kerry and her and Jen's housemate go on a date. He gives her his shows. Jen and her date go to sleep in the same bed. Jen, Kerry and Kerry's boyfriend named the cat. Jen forces Kerry's boyfriend to use his power to help her. Jen works in a fancy dress shop. Jen's in a fancy dress shop. Jen's boss looks like a girl when she's actually 55 years old. Jen answers a call from her dad. Jen arrives at her sister's birthday party. Jen doesn't get on with her sister. Jen's sister compares Jen to the Pope. Jen's mother's power is the ability to control technology. Jen's stepfather's power even is knowing how other people are feeling. Jen's sister gets upset over not receiving her powers. Jen's sister discovers what her power is. Jen's sister demonstrates her powers. Jen steals some champagne. Jen joins Luke and Olivia. Luke reveals that Olivia's power is the ability to shapeshift. Luke has the ability to fly. Luke takes Olivia, then Jen for a trip. Jen tells Luke about labelling her yogurt. Luke gives Jen some relationship advice. Jen calls her dad to tell him about her desire to have a power. Jen's dad is dead. Kerry uses her powers so Jen can talk to her dad. Jen can't afford £9,500 so that a company can help Jen discover her power. And finally, the cat can turn into a human form. That is my review of Extraordinary Season 1, Episode 1. So, you will have noticed not necessarily recently, but with all other shows that I'm doing, I'm going to do it in order to the next, 15 episodes plus this one, because it's 2 seasons of 8 episodes each, so you get 16. This episode and 15 more will be about Extraordinary. And also remember that there's the bonus episode. So the animated episodes release at 10 a.m. GMT. The non-animated episodes release at 8:30 a.m. GMT. Now, up to when I'm recording this, there will have been a non-animated episode every day. That's what I'm going to continue trying to do, but if that actually works, I'm not sure where. So the animated episodes are going to be, apart from Extraordinary, which is the exception, most of the animated episodes are going to be about US content, and the non-animated episodes are going to be UK based. And then there's also non-animated will also include Doctor Who, or anything in the Whouniverse actually, Neighbours, DC and Marvel as well. But so that's just a little channel update there. But let me know what you thought about Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 1 in the comments below. If you watched it, my review, if you didn't, put your thoughts either way in the comments below, as well as any TV show or movie suggestions or anything you would like to cover on the channel that isn't a TV or movie as well. Feel welcome to do that. And remember, you can also like, comment and subscribe. And that's it for this episode of the Everything Podcast. Goodbye.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and in today's episode I'm reviewing Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 2, but before I get to my review and the catalyst for this episode, here is the trailer for Extraordinary Season 1.
What would you say your greatest weaknesses? Crippling insecurity, selfish and lazy, I lack ambition, argumentative, jealous, I only wash my hands after someone else in the bathroom. I don't know why I just told you that.
It's my thing. I see you haven't got your power down on here.
That's because I don't have one yet.
He was such a brave little soldier.
Carrie, I haven't got a power yet. I'm not, terminal. Do you know you're not going to get your power the second you turn 18? Stop! We're just going to ignore the fact she broke the fridge. Guys, that's very high. I want a power. I want one so badly. Are you staring at a dog?
Nah, it's not a dog. That's a demon.
I'm not depressed. I'm in the middle of a redemption arc.
I'm going to sort your life out.
My cousin was like you. He went to one of those clinics.
Are you looking to start your power journey today?
Yes, I am, Denise. I'm scared nothing will change, and then I won't even have hope. I'll just have me.
What else do they recommend?
Long walks, sex, spicy food.
You're looking at how to induce labour.
No, I'm not. Oh, how dilated is your cervix?
Why did you do that? It's called a wig.
Maybe the real power is just being yourself.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. No.
That was the trailer for Extraordinary Season 1, which you may not have seen, hopefully, because this is an animated episode. I know Matthew was planning on doing different things, so we don't get copyright claims. You can actually see it. But before I get to my review of Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 2, it is time for the cast list for this episode. So we have Mariah Tyers as Jen, we have Sophia Oxenham as Carrie, we have Bill Hasner as Cash, and we have Luke Rollison as the Cat Now Human Man. So those are the main cast, so they're going to be in all 8 episodes, or 16 episodes, 8 in Season 1 and 8 in Season 2. Then we have the supporting or guest characters, so we have Siobhan McSweeney as Mary, Robert Gee as Ian, Sophia Oakley Green as Andy, Ned Portuous as Luke, Darcy Borter Cassidy as Ange, Eros Vullis as Gordon, Ardal O'Hanlon as Martin, Sam Haygarth as Seb, Chris Kurt Hoy as Gregor, Sean Mason as Randall, Abraham Pula as Aid, Joshua Leese as PDF Man, Patricia Allison as Hannah, and that's it for the cast. The writer of this episode is Emma Morin, and the director is Toby McDonald. The synopsis of this episode is that Jen and her friends try to induce a power in her by subjecting her to various forms of stress. Jen discovers that the stray cat she adopted is actually a shapeshifter who was stuck as a cat for several years. Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 2 was released on the 25th of January 2023. My opinion on this episode is I loved the scenes with Jen in the boot of the car. I liked Jen meeting the cat in human form, and I enjoyed seeing more of Jen and Carrie's friendship. So without further ado, here's my review for Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 2. So Jen, Carrie and Cash are at a restaurant. Jen leaves this restaurant after eating some spicy food. Luke catches Jen about to down a bottle of milk. Luke leaves, Jen downs the bottle of milk anyway. We then have the title sequence. Carrie and Cash are helping Jen try and discover her power. Jen runs away from the dentist. Carrie drags Jen into the dentist. Jen attends her dentist appointment. Cash argues with a customer service staff member. The cat turns into a naked human. This naked human tries to get Cash's attention. The naked human turns back into cat form. Carrie and Cash communicate through walkie-talkies to check on Jen's progress with gaining her power. Jen completes her dentist appointment. Jen was given some medicine to help Jen relax. This medicine leads to Jen thinking her power is the power of friendship. Cash kidnaps Jen in the hope of Jen gaining her power. Jen, still having that medicine in her system, sends Luke a voicemail. The car Cash kidnapped Jen into is taken by a man with super strength powers. Cash and Carrie realise that the car Jen was kidnapped in has been taken. Jen sends Carrie several photos of Philip Schofield. Cash and Carrie attempt to rescue Jen. Cash wins himself. Carrie and Cash enlist the help of Jen's sister. Carrie stops Jen from attacking her sister. Jen realises she recorded a voicemail for Luke. Jen attempts to distract Luke from finding the voicemail she recorded whilst inside the boot of the car by taking a picture. Jen sees the cat in its human form. Jen throws something at him. The previously cat, now human, reveals he is a shapeshifter. He hugs Cash. He knows nothing about his life as a human. Jen tells the previous cat, now human, that they were stuck as a cat for 3 years. Finally, Luke listens to Jen's voicemail. That is it for my review of Extraordinary Season 1, Episode 2. So as always, let me know in the comments below what you thought about this episode. If you watched it, my review. If you didn't, you can do those in the comments below as well. With anything that you might want me to cover on the channel, it can be a TV I've merged things there. A TV show, a movie, or something completely different. Put all of those in the comments below as well. And remember, you can also like, comment and subscribe. And that's it for this episode of the Everything Podcast. Goodbye. Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and in today's episode I'm be reviewing Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 3. If you haven't watched the last two episodes, which are Season 1 Episode 1 and Season 1 Episode 2 reviews of Extraordinary, then go and check them out. But before we get to the review of this episode, it's time for the Extraordinary Season 1 trailer.
What would you say your greatest weaknesses? Crippling insecurity, selfish, and lazy. I lack ambition, argumentative, jealous. I only wash my hands after someone else in the bathroom. I don't know why I just told you that.
It's my thing. I see you haven't got your power down on me.
That's because I don't have one yet.
You are such a brave little soldier.
Carrie, I haven't got a power yet. I'm not, terminal. You do know you're not going to get your power the second you turn 18? We're just going to ignore the fact she broke the fridge. Oh, Christ, that's very high. I want a power. I want one so badly. Why are you staring at a dog?
Nah, it's not a dog. That's a demon.
I'm not depressed. I'm in the middle of a redemption arc.
I'm going to sort your life out.
My cousin was like you. He went to one of those clinics.
Are you looking to start your power journey today?
Yes, I am, Denise. I'm scared nothing will change, and then I won't even have hope. I'll just have me.
What else do they recommend?
Long walks, sex, spicy food.
You're looking at how to induce labour.
No, I'm not. Oh, how dilated is your cervix?
I can do that. It's called a wig.
Maybe the real power is just being yourself.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. No.
So that was the trailer for Extraordinary Season 1, which was, well, that's now the third time it's played, because obviously for each episode. Yes, but before, so that's the trailer, but next up, before I get to my review of the episode, I'm going to talk about the cast. We have Mariah Tyers as Jen, Sophia Oxenham as Carrie, we have Bill Hasner as Cash, and we have Luke Rolson as Cat. Now, Human Man. Those are the main cast. They will be in every episode, and then we've got the guest cast or supporting cast, whichever word you prefer, which will be in some of the episodes. We have Siobhan McSweeney as Mary, Robbie Gee as Ian, Sophia Oakley Green as Andy, Ned Porteous as Luke, Darcy Porter Cassidy as Ange, Oros Vlahos as Gordon, Ardal O'Hanlon as Martin, Sam Hargirth as Seb, Chris Lou Cumhoy as Gregor, Sean Mason as Randall, Abraham Poplar as Aid, Joseph Leese as PDF Man, and Patricia Olsen as Hannah. The writer of this episode was Emma Moran, and the director was Toby McDonald. The synopsis for this episode is that Carrie is asked to channel a dead musician who is less than respectful towards women, and she asks for Jen's help. Cash holds auditions for his vigilante team, and Cat, now Human Man, sits in to relearn how to be human. This episode was released on the 25th of January 2023. My opinion is that I enjoyed seeing Cash and Cat, now Human Man's friendship develop. I liked seeing Carrie choose her values over money. But without further ado, here's my review for Extraordinary Season 1, Episode 3. The Cat, now Human Man, attempts to open a can. Cash helps him. Cash can also not open a can using a can opener. We then have the title sequence. A customer yells at Jen. Jen's boss speaks to Jen about her customer service. Carrie continues to use her power as part of the job. The Cat, now Human Man, watches Cash hold auditions for his team. The Cat, now Human Man, expresses Jen's opinion about Cash's team to Cash. Carrie is complimented by one of her work colleagues. Carrie gains more work. One of Cash's auditionees breaks a window. Cash's auditionees showcase their powers. Carrie enlists the help of Jen. Carrie is being paid £300,000 for her extra work. Jen and Carrie celebrate Carrie's paycheck for this job. Cash gives Cat, now Human Man, a task to complete. Carrie's work colleague warns Jen the person currently possessing Carrie is misogynistic. Cash holds a team meeting. Cash gets jealous at one of the other team members taking charge. Cat, now Human Man, passes out while shopping. Cash gets competitive with one of his team members. Cat, now Human Man, is treated at a pharmacy. Jen reassures Carrie. Cash thanks Cat, now Human Man, for completing the task he was set. Carrie is fired for standing up to her misogynistic possessor. Cash takes credit for Cat, now Human Man idea to impress Carrie. Jen and Carrie join Cash and Cat, now Human Man's game, and Cat, now Human Man, discovers he is microchipped, obviously with from his time as a cat. And that is it for my review of Extraordinary Season 1, Episode 3. So, as I've mentioned in previous episodes, I'm going to be doing all of Season 1 of Extraordinary, followed by Extraordinary Season 2, so that will be the next. So this will be the third out of the 16 episodes that will be covering Extraordinary over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, let me yes, and then I'll be moving on to something else. I can't quite remember what. I think it's one of your review suggestions, because I'm spreading those out a little bit, because otherwise you wouldn't have, because obviously movies are longer in one run time, but obviously TV shows altogether, like for example the length of Season 1 Extraordinary episodes is about 4 hours. It's not going to be a 4-hour movie, but it means that it's more spread out, so I can get more episodes out, so you're not waiting so I'm not waiting, or you're not waiting even, for episodes to come out. But yes, without further ado, let me know what you thought about this episode. Let me know what you thought about Extraordinary Season 1, Episode 3 if you watched it. My review if you didn't. You can put your thoughts either way in the comments below, as well as any suggestions for what you want me to cover on the channel. It could be TV show, it could be movie, something completely unrelated. I'd love to do some of that as well. And yes, remember you can also like, comment and subscribe. And that's it for this episode of the Everything Podcast. Goodbye.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast. I am your host, Chuck Manatee, and I will be covering for Ben today. So we are going to be continuing with Extraordinary. But before we get into today's episode, let's have a look at the trailer.
What would you say your greatest weaknesses? Crippling insecurity, selfish, and lazy. I lack ambition, argumentative, jealous. I only wash my hands after someone else in the bathroom. I don't know why I just told you that.
It's my thing. I see you haven't got your power down on here.
That's because I don't have one yet.
He was such a brave little soldier.
Carrie, I haven't got a power yet. I'm not, like, terminal. Do you know you're not going to get your power the second you turn 18? We're just going to ignore the fact she broke the fridge. That's very high. I want a power. Not one so badly. Are you staring at a dog?
Nah, it's not a dog. That's a demon.
I'm not depressed. I'm in the middle of a redemption arc.
I'm going to sort your life out.
My cousin was like you. He went to one of those clinics.
Are you looking to start your power journey today?
Yes, I am, Denise. I'm scared nothing will change, and then I won't even have hope. I'll just have me.
What else do they recommend?
Long walks, sex, spicy food.
You're looking at how to induce labour.
No, I'm not. Oh, how dilated is your cervix?
Why did you do that? It's called a wig.
Maybe the real power is just being yourself.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. No.
So that was the trailer for Extraordinary. We've just played again for anyone who hasn't seen the previous episodes. So hope you enjoyed that. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. So we're going to be starting with the cast, and that is Mariette Tyers as Jen, Sophia Oxenham as Kerry, Bilal Hassner as Cash, and Luke Rollison as Jizzlord. The supporting cast is Siobhan Sweeney as Mary, Robbie G as Ian, Safia Oakley Green as Andy, Ned Porteous as Luke, Darcy Porter Cassidy as Ange, Eros Flaus as Gordon, Ardell O'Hanlon as Martin, Sam Haygarth as Seb, Chris Liu Kumhoy as Gregor, Sean Mason as Randall, Abraham Papula as Aid, Joshua Lees as PDF Man, Patricia Allison as Hannah, Rosa Robson as Nora, and Julian Barrett as George. So, the writer of this episode is Emma Moran, and the director is Toby MacDonald. So, the synopsis for Season 1, Episode 4 is Jen tries to help Jizzlord regain his memories by taking him on an adventure. Cash gets ready for the debut of his vigilante team, ignoring a sexually charged Kerry who finds another outlet for her urges. This particular episode was released on the 25th of January 2023. So, this was written by Ben. So, he said that my opinion is that he loved how excited Jen was about Cat Now Human Man finding out who he was before he was stuck as a cat for 3 years. He enjoyed the Cash team scenes. So, the review, let's get to the fun part. So, a man's power is the ability to hear animal thoughts. This man calms himself down by listening to classical music. This man helps Jen find out Cat Now Human Man's former address. Then there is the title sequence. Jen speaks to her dead father through Kerry again. Cash uses his power to his advantage. Kerry cleans Jen's room. Jen works out Kerry's true motivation behind her frantic cleaning. Jen tells Kerry about her and Cat Not Human Man's planned trip to his previous address. Cat Now Human Man's owner recently died. Cat Now Human Man believes that he is to blame for his previous owner's death. Cat Now Human Man refers to a dog as a demon. No wonder, hey? Cat Now Human Man explains his rivalry with this dog to Jen. Jen and Cat Now Human Man steal the dog. Jen and Cat Now Human Man take the dog to Able to Hear Animal Thoughts Man. Jen restrains Cat Now Human Man from attacking the dog. Jen, Cat Now Human Man, and Able to Hear Animal Thoughts Man take the dog to an adult-only environment at the dog's request. Cash's team ruin a woman's clothes. A man asks for Cash's team's help. Cash's team declines. Kerry continues to frantically clean. Jen, Cat Now Human Man, Able to Hear Animals Thoughts Man, and the dog are thrown out of the adult-only environment. Cash's team agree to help the man who they refused to help earlier in the episode. One of Cash's team members undermines Cash's authority. Jen and Cat Now Human Man thank the dog for its help with helping Cat Now Human Man attempt to find who he was as a cat. The dog is killed by a car. Goodness, that is so dark. Anyway, Kerry gives Gordon his glove back. Kerry explains her recent relationship issues with Cash to Jordan. Cat Now Human Man recognizes the name of the pub. Kerry cries, and Gordon agrees to use his glove on Kerry. Cash attempts to use his power to help his fellow team members, and Cash abandons his team for his personal safety. Kerry can't complete the action with Gordon. Kerry calls Gordon a hero, and Jen learns that Cat Now Human Man left the pub. Kerry and Cash reunite. Jen locates Cat Now Human Man, and Jen gives Cat Now Human Man advice that he should take on board, or that she should take on board. Cat Now Human Man and Jen promise to find out who they both are. And that is that for Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 4. So let me know what you thought of the episode if you watched it, or my review if you didn't. Put your thoughts either way in the comment section below, along with any other movie or TV show review suggestions you would like to see in the future. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And that is that for this episode of the Everything Podcast. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast. I am your host, Chuck Manity. And in today's episode, we are going to be covering Extraordinary Episode 5. But before we get to that, for those who haven't seen it, here's the trailer.
Would you say your greatest weaknesses? Crippling insecurity, selfish, and lazy. I lack ambition, argumentative, jealous. I only wash my hands after someone else in the bathroom. I don't know why I just told you that.
It's my thing. I see you haven't got your power down on here.
That's because I don't have one yet.
He was such a brave little soldier.
Carrie, I haven't got a power yet. I'm not, terminal. Oh, you do know you're not going to get your power the second you turn 18? Stop! We're just going to ignore the fact she broke the fridge. Please, that's very high. I want a power. I want one so badly. Are you staring at a dog?
Nah, it's not a dog. That's a demon.
I'm not depressed. I'm in the middle of a redemption arc.
I'm going to sort your life out.
My cousin was like you. He went to one of those clinics.
Are you looking to start your power journey today?
Yes, I am, Denise. I'm scared nothing will change, and then I won't even have hope. I'll just have me.
What else do they recommend?
Long walks, sex, spicy food.
You're looking at how to induce labour.
No, I'm not. Oh, how dilated is your cervix?
I can do that. It's called a wig.
Maybe the real power is just being yourself.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. No.
And that was the trailer for Extraordinary Season 1. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. So, firstly, the cast. So it's Myriad Tyers as Jen, Sophia Oxenham as Kerry, Bilal Hassner as Cash, and Luke Rollison as Jizzlord. So that's the main cast. The supporting cast is Siobhan McSweeney as Mary, Robbie G as Ian, Safia Oakley Green as Andy, Ned Porteous as Luke, Darcy Porter Cassidy as Ange, Eros Vlahos as Gordon, Adal O'Hanlon as Martin, Sam Haygarth as Seb, Chris Liu Kum Hoi as Gregor, Sean Mason as Randall, Abraham Popula as Aid, Joshua Lees as PDF Man, Patricia Allison as Hannah, Rosa Robson as Nora, and Julian Barrett as George. So that's the cast. The writer for this episode was Emma Moran, and the director was Jennifer Sheridan. The synopsis for this episode is Jen and Kerry revisit their old school, which causes problems when an old classmate who can read people's memories shows Kerry just how awful a friend Jen has been. Jizzlord tries to comfort Cash after his debut as a vigilante failed dramatically. The release date for this episode was the 25th of January 2023. So as Ben wrote this review for me to do for him, he said, "My opinion, hated seeing Jen and Kerry argue, as well as Jen making Andy cry. Remember that no one is perfect, no matter how much you try to be." Lovely, well said there, Ben. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into the review for Extraordinary Episode 5. So, starts off, Kerry delivers a speech. Kerry receives a standing ovation for the speech. This was one of Kerry's dreams, and Jen wakes up Kerry. Jen and Kerry arrive at their old school, and then there is the title sequence. A teacher wearing ear defenders reminds several students about the award show itinerary. Jen and Andy argue in front of their mother, and Jen and Andy's mother shows off to one of her friends. Jen's stepfather uses his power to help someone. Kerry and Jen look for alcohol. Jen drinks out of date alcohol, as does Kerry. That is a bad idea. Jen and Kerry re-encounter a school bully. This bully has turned good. Cat Now Human Man watches Cash have a bath. Jen learns that Andy has broken up with her girlfriend and has been lying to her mother. Jen keeps these secrets to herself. Cat Now Human Man still sees Cash having a bath, and Cat Now Human Man also brushes Cash's hair. Jen and Andy's mother laughs at an inappropriate time, and Jen gets Andy to perform a dance routine. Kerry informs the school bully that she lives with Jen. The school bully uses her power on Kerry to reveal what Jen was like at school. Jen wasn't the best friend to Kerry at school. The school bully yells at Kerry, and Jen gets Andy to read a speech she has written. Cat Now Human Man shows Cash Penguin falling over videos. Cat Now Human Man introduces Cash to a video of himself abandoning his team. Andy stands up to Jen. Jen exposes Andy's secrets and Kerry delivers her speech. Jen and her family continuously interrupt Kerry's speech. Kerry quits delivering her speech and Jen and Kerry argue. Kerry proves that she is a better friend than Jen is. Cash is still in the bath. And that is that for Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 5. So let me know what you thought of this episode if you watched it, or my review if you didn't. Put your thoughts either way in the comment section below, along with any other movie or TV show review suggestions you would like to see. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And that is that for this episode of the Everything Podcast. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and in this episode I am back, which you won't have noticed much difference because, well, you will have noticed when I'm recording this because there won't be an episode with my voice, but yesterday from when you're watching, today from when I'm recording, or tomorrow from when I'm recording, there have been two non-animated episodes hopefully that have gone out. One which covered my review for Boom and preview for 73 Yards, that's a Doctor Who related one, as well as my review of Rob Beckett's Smart TV episode 1. So thank you Chuck for recording those two episodes, so there was an animated episode out every day. That is my absolute minimum expectation of what I want to try and do every day, but we'll just see how that goes. And obviously because Chuck had to fill in, that didn't exactly work all the time, but I'm back and today I'm talking about Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 6. But so before I get into my review of that episode, it is time for the trailer of Extraordinary Season 1. Here it is.
What would you say your greatest weaknesses? Crippling insecurity, selfish and lazy, I lack ambition, argumentative, jealous, I only wash my hands after someone else in the bathroom. I don't know why I just told you that.
It's my thing. I see you haven't got your power down on here.
That's because I don't have one yet.
You were such a brave little soldier.
Carrie, I haven't got a power yet. I'm not, like, terminal.
Mommy, Daddy, look at me.
You do know you're not going to get your power the second you turn 18? I'm super strong! We're just going to ignore the fact she broke the fridge, or... Oh, right, that's very high. I want a power. I want one so badly. Are you staring at a dog?
Nah, it's not a dog. That's a demon.
I'm not depressed. I'm in the middle of a redemption arc.
I'm going to sort your life out.
My cousin was like you, and went to one of those clinics.
Are you looking to start your power journey today?
Yes, I am, Denise. I'm scared nothing will change, and then I won't even have hope. I'll just have me.
What else do they recommend?
Long walks, sex, spicy food.
You're looking at how to induce labour.
No, I'm not. Oh, how dilated is your cervix? Jen?
I can do that. It's called a wig.
Maybe the real power is just being yourself.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. No.
That was the trailer for Extraordinary. I've done that slightly wrong, but I'll come back to that because that's not important. That was the trailer for Extraordinary Season 1. So before I get to my review, here is the cast list. So the main cast, featured in every episode. We have Mariah Tyres as Jen, Sophia Oxenham as Kerry, Bill Hasner as Cash, and Luke Rollison as Cat, now Human Man. And then in the guest or supporting cast, we have Siobhan McSweeney as Mary, Robert Gee as Ian, Sophia Oakley Green as Andy, Ned Porteous as Luke, Darcy Porter Cassidy as Ange, Euros Velos as Gordon, Ardal O'Hanlon as Martin, Sam Haygarth as Seb, Chris Lou Kem Hoy as Gregor, Sean Mason as Randall, Abraham Pooler as Aid, Joshua Leese as PDF Man, and yes, because it's got the season 2 cast, which we won't need for this season, or this episode in particular, and the final cast member is Patricia Allison as Hannah. This episode was written by Emma Moran and directed by Nadira Amrani. Here is the synopsis for this episode. So Cat, now Human Man, tries to heal the rift between Jen and Carrie, but Jen has made a new friend who also doesn't have powers, and Cash seeks out his fellow vigilantes to apologise. This episode was released on the 25th of January 2023. My opinion on this episode is I love seeing Jen and Carrie get back on the same page after the events of the last episode. I enjoyed seeing Cat, now Human Man, as a go-between for Carrie and Jen when they are arguing, and I liked seeing Cash reunite with his superhero team. But without further ado, here's my review for Extraordinary Season 1, Episode 6. Jen and Carrie continue to argue following the events of the last episode. Jen eats a raw red onion. We then have the title sequence, and Jen gets annoyed by Cat, now Human Man. Cat, now Human Man pours a ton of his blood down the sink. Carrie gives Cash some advice regarding his team. Jen introduces herself to a woman also attending the same power clinic she is at. Jen and this woman, called Hannah, connect over both of them not developing their power by the age of 25. Jen fills in the required paperwork at a pub with Hannah. Cat, now Human Man, talks to Carrie about her argument with Jen. Carrie remembers being happy with Jen. Cash mends bridges with his team. Jen and Hannah rant about not having powers. Hannah compliments Jen. Hannah convinces Jen to make a bad choice. Carrie frightens Jen by using her father's voice. Carrie refuses to let Jen talk to her father. Some of Cash's team members forgive Cash. Cash plans on reuniting and resurrecting his team. Cat, now Human Man, attempts to make Carrie feel better. Jen meets up with Hannah. Cash and his team take Gregor's betrayal very seriously. Cash knocks out Gregor. Jen explains herself to Luke. Jen and Hannah break into and destroy the power clinic. Hannah develops her power. Jen watches a video of Hannah and Luke together. Cat, now Human Man comforts Jen. Carrie and Jen patch things up between them. Carrie tells Jen her concerns over Cash reuniting, and finally Carrie tells Jen her concerns over Cash reuniting with his superhero team. That is my review of Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 6. So the next couple of episodes I've got Season 1 Episode 7, Season 1 Episode 8, and then Season 2, and then I think it's one of your movie suggestions. And I think it could be Percy Jackson and the Olympians after that. I can't quite remember because of how long the list is, and B, because I don't need to change it. I just get rid of the ones that I've already done. So without further ado, let me know what you thought of Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 6 if you watched it. My review, if you didn't, you can put your thoughts on both of those things in the comments below, as well as any review suggestions. It could be a TV show or a movie or anything else you'd like me to cover on the channel. You can put that in the comments section below, and remember, you can also like, comment and subscribe. And that's it for this episode of the Everything Podcast. Goodbye. Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and in this episode I'm going to be reviewing Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 7, which is the penultimate episode of Extraordinary Season 1. But don't worry, once tomorrow's episode has been released, I'll be carrying on with Extraordinary Season 2, which I actually haven't watched. Season 1 I watched when it came out. Season 2 I haven't watched at all, so I don't know what happens in that. But before I get to my review and cast list for that episode, it is time for the Extraordinary Season 1 trailer. Here it is.
What would you say your greatest weaknesses? Crippling insecurity, selfish and lazy, I lack ambition, argumentative, jealous. I only wash my hands after someone else in the bathroom. I don't know why I just told you that.
It's my thing. I see you haven't got your power down on here.
That's because I don't have one yet.
He was such a brave little soldier.
Carrie, I haven't got a power yet. I'm not, like, terminal. Oh, you do know you're not going to get your power the second you turn 18? Stop! We're just going to ignore the fact she broke the fridge. Please, that's very high. I want a power. I want one so badly. Are you staring at a dog?
Nah, it's not a dog. That's a demon.
I'm not depressed. I'm in the middle of a redemption arc.
I'm going to sort your life out.
My cousin was like you and went to one of those clinics.
Are you looking to start your power journey today?
Yes, I am, Denise. I'm scared nothing will change, and then I won't even have hope. I'll just have me.
What else do they recommend?
Long walks, sex, spicy food.
You're looking at how to induce labour.
No, I'm not. Oh, how dilated is your cervix? Gents?
Why did you do that? It's called a wig.
Maybe the real power is just being yourself.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. No.
That was the trailer for Season 1 of Extraordinary, which, as I mentioned, tomorrow's episode I'll be reviewing the finale. Yes, because actually, yes, hopefully there's no gap again. And if there is, then it won't be me, it'll be Chuck. But I assume I should be able to record now. I'm getting back to it. And that also means the return of the non-animated episodes, which you will have seen quite a few when this is being released. But back to this episode, it is time for the cast list for Extraordinary Season 1. Basically, it's the same cast list that I've been mentioning for the last 6 Extraordinary episodes. So we have Myra Tyers as Jem, Sophia Oxenham as Kerry, we have Bilal Hasner as Cash, we have Luke Rollerton as Cat, now Human Man. Excuse me. We have Siobhan McSweeney as Mary, Robbie Gee even, was Ian, I changed his name there for some reason, Sophia Oakley Green as Andy, Ned Porteous as Luke, Darcy Porter Cassidy as Ange, Eros Flohos Gordon, Ardal O'Hanlon as Martin, Sam Hagerth as Seb, Chris Lem Hoy as Gregor, I think I say Gregor, so I'm going to go with that. Sean Mason as Randall, Abraham Poodle as Aid, Joshua Leese as PDF Man, and Patricia Allison as Hannah. The writer of this episode was Emma Moran and the director was Jennifer Sheridan. The synopsis for this episode is that Jen tries to make some quick cash by convincing Cat, now human man, to enter a cat show and has a surprising realisation about his place in her life. Cash blows off date night with Kerry to go crime fighting with the vigilante friends, and she responds by embarking on an affair with the spirit of a dead royal. Season 1 episode 7 of Extraordinary was released on the 25th of January 2023. My opinion of this episode is that I loved that Cash chose Kerry over his team, and I liked Jen and Cat, now human man's cat show performance. I enjoyed seeing Kerry meet King Charles II. But without further ado, here's my review of Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 7. Enjoy! Cat, now human man, devises a way to remember which milk is which. Jen explains the definition of monetization to Cat, now human man. We then have the title sequence. Cash's team have a team meeting. Carrie interrupts this team meeting. Carrie uses her powers to get possessed by King Charles II. Carrie introduces herself to King Charles II. Carrie has a conversation with King Charles II. Jen delivers a cat show speech to Kerry and Cat, now human man. Cash tells Kerry about his team's mission. Cat, now human man, turns back into a cat. Jen and Carrie learn this. Cat, now human man in cat form, is famous for winning cat shows. Cash's team encounter Gregor's team. Both teams hide. Jen is insulted by one of the cat show judges. Jen teaches Cat, now human man in cat form a dance routine. Cash and Gregor continues to disagree. Carrie attends an art gallery. Jen yells at Cat, now human man in cat form whilst a cat show judge is looking on. Cash's team give Cash advice he ignores. Cash chooses his team over Carrie. Jen and Cat, now human man in cat form, compete in the dog show. Jen and Cat, now human man, dance and kiss. And that is my review of Season 1 Episode 7 of Extraordinary. So let me know what you thought of Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 7 in the comments below. And also in the comments below, if you didn't watch it, let me know what you thought of my review. I've done that the opposite way around that I normally do the outro, but maybe I'll change it up slightly. And also in the comments below, remember you can put any review suggestions. So it could be a TV show or a movie or the new bit that I've recently added onto the outro. Anything else you would like me to cover. It doesn't have to be a TV show or a movie. It could be anything and everything, as the name of the channel being the Everything Podcast. But yes, and also remember you can like, comment and subscribe. And that's it for this episode of the Everything Podcast. Goodbye.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, and in this episode I'm going to be reviewing the Extraordinary Season 1 finale, which is Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 8. But before I get to my review and the cast list for Extraordinary Season 1 in general, here is the Extraordinary Season 1 trailer. Enjoy.
Would you say your greatest weaknesses? Crippling insecurity, selfish and lazy, I lack ambition, argumentative, jealous. I only wash my hands after someone else in the bathroom. I don't know why I just told you that.
It's my thing. I see you haven't got your power down on me.
That's because I don't have one yet.
He was such a brave little soldier.
Carrie, I haven't got a power yet. I'm not, like, terminal.
Look at me.
Oh, you do know you're not going to get your power the second you turn 18?
We're just gonna ignore the fact she broke the fridge.
That's very high. I want a power. want one so badly. Are you staring at a dog?
Nah, it's not a dog. That's a demon.
I'm not depressed. I'm in the middle of a redemption arc.
I'm gonna sort your life out.
My cousin was like you. He went to one of those clinics.
Are you looking to start your power journey today?
Yes, I am, Denise. I'm scared nothing will change, and then I won't even have hope. I'll just have me.
What else do they recommend?
Long walks, sex, spicy food.
You're looking at how to induce labour.
No, I'm not. Oh, how dilated is your cervix?
Why did you do that? It's called a wig.
Maybe the real power is just being yourself.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. No.
That was the trailer for Extraordinary Season 1. And let me just get the right documents, because as I have mentioned before, I've got quite a few at the moment, which I close once obviously I've recorded the episode. So yes, as I mentioned before, I showed you the Extraordinary Season 1 trailer. In today's episode, I'll be reviewing Season 1 Episode 8, which is the Season 1 finale, as there are only 8 episodes in each season of Extraordinary. In tomorrow's episode, I'll be continuing with Extraordinary Season 2 as well. But yes, before I get to my review for this episode, it is time for the cast list. So the main cast, we have Mariah Tyers as Jen, Sophia Oxenham as Carrie, Bill Hasner as Cash, Luke Rollison as Cat Now Human Man, Siobhan McSweeney as Mary, Robbie Gee as Ian, Sophia Oakley Green as Andy, Ned Porteous as Luke, Darcy Porter Cassidy as Ange, Eros Velos as Gordon, Ardal O'Hanlon as Martin, Sam Haygarth as Seb, Chris Lou Kemhoy as Gregor, Sean Mason as Randall, Abraham Popple as Adi, Joshua Leese as PDF Man, and Patricia Allison as Hannah. The writer of this episode was Emma Moran, with the director being Jennifer Sheridan. The synopsis for this episode is as follows. Jen struggles to figure out her new dynamic with Cat Now Human Man following their kiss, but the situation is complicated by Luke unexpectedly turning up. Carrie tries to make up with Cash, but he keeps turning back time to avoid having the conversation. In a cliffhanger ending, a young boy sees Cat Now Human Man in a grocery and states that Cat Now Human Man looks like his dad. Season 1 Episode 8 of Extraordinary was released on the 25th of January 2023. My thoughts this episode is I loved seeing Jen and Cat Now Human Man sort out their feelings for each other. Liked that Jen chose Cat Now Human Man over Luke, and I enjoyed the ending of the episode. Without further ado, here's my review of Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 8, the finale of Extraordinary Season 1. Enjoy. Cat Now Human Man plans on moving to Jen's bedroom. Jen shuts this down immediately whilst explaining what a relationship might look like to Cat Now Human Man. We then have the title sequence. Jen speaks to her dead father. Carrie plans on breaking up with Cash. Cash throws Carrie a surprise party. Jen's mother arrives at Carrie's party. Jen's mother rants about Andy to Jen. Jen re-encounters Gordon. Jen meets Randall. Cash uses his power to avoid having a conversation with Carrie about the relationship. Cash drinks an energy drink to stay awake. Cat Now Human Man meets Jen's mother and Gordon. Luke arrives at Carrie's party. Cat Now Human Man introduces himself as Jen's boyfriend to Luke. Jen and her mother argue. Carrie finds out that Cash has been using his power to avoid having a conversation with Carrie. Carrie tells Jen. Jen calms down Carrie. Luke gives Jen a cocktail. Carrie breaks up with Cash. Jen chooses Cat Now Human Man over Luke. Luke loses his power. Jen and Cat Now Human Man reunite. Jen introduces Cat Now Human Man as her boyfriend to Carrie and her mother. Gordon gives Jen enough money to attend the power clinic. Jen, Carrie and Cat Now Human Man all sleep in the same bed. Cat Now Human Man offers to go to the shop so Jen doesn't have to, and finally a child believes Cat No Human Man is their father. That was my review of Extraordinary Season 1, Episode 8. So obviously, as I mentioned several times, that's all the reviews, because I've covered all the episodes from Extraordinary Season 1, and starting tomorrow I'll be reviewing Extraordinary Season 2. But yes, so let me know in the comments what you thought about Extraordinary Season 1 Episode 8 and Season 1 in general. If you watched it, all of my reviews for Extraordinary Season 1. If you didn't, or specifically this one, you can put your thoughts on both those things in the comments below as well, with anything you want me to cover on the channel. So it could be a TV show or movie review suggestion, or it could be something completely different, with the name of the channel being the Everything Podcast. I want to cover as much as possible. And remember, you can also like, comment and subscribe. And that's it for this episode of the Everything Podcast. Goodbye.